Toga, the great state, land of opportunity. Just words on paper. Out here, the land don't give nothing for free. Ain't no justice you can count on, only a struggle. Between the desperate and the crooked, between the gun and the badge. This land's been torn apart by outlaws and governments that don't know what side they're on. The blood-soaked ground. It's seen its share of bandits and killers, both with their own way of claiming power. But now, there's something new on the horizon. Something darker, more dangerous. When you hear that bell tower, oh, it's high noon. High noon ain't just a game, it's a battle for survival. With modular tiles, every map can be what you make it. Characters have designated spaces, so loading up your posse is just a matter of seconds. Card-based combat is quick and simple, and that's just what you'll need, because time is running out. With Against the Clock, you're facing brand new territories, new challenges, and all new ways to outsmart your enemies. First, there's Purgatory, a ghost town left to rot. But in High Noon, it's your new battleground. 13 tiles to change the face of the game. Dusty roads, debris scatter in the streets, and empty, hollow buildings to hide in or die in. And then there's the big prize, a 2-story ruin, letting you take the high ground, shooting from that balcony while your enemies scramble below. You can add these tiles to your maps or build your own ghost town from scratch. Whatever you choose, Purgatory's where the real fight begins. But we ain't just talking tiles. We're bringing something new to the table. Literally. 3D buildings, the bank and the jail. They rise up from the board and add a whole new dimension to your fight. Use them to replace the tiles from your starter set, or add them to make the fight more dangerous, more intense. And then, there's the clock tower, the centerpiece of this campaign. It's got 2 levels of elevation, perfect for the kind of strategy that wins shootouts. Ladders let your characters climb higher and higher, getting the advantage on anyone below. But the clock tower ain't just for looks. It's a game changer, a functional round counter for all 12 rounds of the fight. And there's more. This clock tower, it comes with a little something extra. An exclusive campaign-only weapon. A prototype machine gun, deadly as all hell. The Vindicator. But this ain't just any loot, it's legendary loot. A new class of gear that comes with its own loot crate, and everyone at the table knows where it is. You want to get your hands on the Vindicator, you're gonna have to fight for it. But the clock tower and the Vindicator, you won't see these anywhere else. This is your one shot to claim them. So what'll it be? You gonna stand tall, or fall to the dust like the rest? Against the clock, only the best will make it out alive. Just remember, partner, time waits for no one. Get ready for the fight of your life. Put your pledge on Against the Clock today.
And we are live. I think for whatever reason, I have terrible connection, so I don't know what this is going to sound like or look like. So I apologize for that. I'm working on that. But here we are. We're live. All right. So, hey, guys. Hey, everybody. So welcome to the Against the Clock pre-show. I'm Dwight, the creator of High Noon, and I'm glad to be here. I'm happy to have you guys here. And I'll be honest, I'm really, at this point, flying by the seat of my pants because I don't think I don't think any amount of preparation is ever going to make you prepared for a launch of this magnitude, especially when you're doing it all by yourself. It's crazy. And that's a little bit of an overstatement. Not doing it all by myself. That video that you just watched, I had some help from some incredible friends. I'd like to give you a quick shout out. Keith Ainley, thank you so much for doing the renders. for little minis moving around. That was all his work. And our artist, Mikel Canizares, he does all our character illustrations. He was able to shoot me over all the Photoshop files for those card illustrations. Those are all the images. The cartoons are all the images that are on the special cards for a lot of the characters. If you've never played the game, so he sent me those files. I was able to animate them, but it was a joint effort over the last 2 weeks, and knocked it out. Thank you guys. Yo, Kalini. Hi, Pierre. Welcome, guys. And by the way, just showing that off, this is a live stream, so we've got comments there. I'm gonna pull up. I was trying, man. It's been, like I said, it's been kind of crazy today. But I'm gonna pull up the group, the High Noon Facebook group. If you're not a member of that, I encourage you to do it. If you are not a member of the Discord server, I encourage you to get in there. But I just want to make sure that oh yeah, I have to share this. Yeah, Facebook's doing something really weird. They're not allowing you to do live streams inside your own group. So the only way that you can broadcast into the group is by sharing a live video on your page into the group that you also run. I don't understand. Facebook has gone out of its way to just say that it hates you. Facebook hates you. They hate everybody that makes them successful, and yet we all use it, and they know that. That's why. Come hang out with me. I'm gonna share this into the group, and just let the people know. You know, you guys are here. I appreciate all you guys coming in, and as you're coming in, get your seats, get your popcorn, get your sodas, your snacks, and your questions, because I'm here to talk to you. Here to talk to you and kind of show off a couple of things that we're doing for this campaign. And I really want to engage with you guys. So thank you all for coming in. All right, here we go. High Noon official group. Like I said, Facebook hates you. I literally just typed "come hang out with me" in the post, and then I was like, oh, I want to share it into the group. So I just clicked the button to share into the group, and it just removed the text. So I had to type it all over again. Thanks, Facebook. Billion-dollar company, y'all. Billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar company, and some of the worst interface. And don't get me started on the business suite. It is anything but a business suite. It's more like a business janitorial closet in a business motel. All right, so let me pull up the page. We've got our Kickstarter page, or our backer kit. All right. So first thing I want to address, I should have taken notes. I should have been prepared. I apologize. It's on my fault. Okay. So I want to address a couple of issues, a couple of questions, and some confusion. So this is not a Kickstarter. We did our last campaign on Kickstarter. So a lot of you who are watching this, you're coming in from the past campaign that was on Kickstarter. And what's up, Jeff? And we were saying, yeah, we're going to launch another Kickstarter. It's not Kickstarter, it's Backer Kit. Backer Kit was the back end. That is how, if you backed the back kit of the last Kickstarter, that is how you got your pledges in. We integrated Backer Kit into Kickstarter. But as the world of crowdfunding has grown, Kickstarter's kind of struggled with keeping up with that. Whereas Backer Kit was built on the foundation of what crowdfunding actually is. So they used to be a pledge manager that worked within Kickstarter. Now they're their own crowdfund platform. And so I moved over with them, and they've been wonderful. They've been amazing. So that's actually what you're backing through. Okay, we call it Kickstarter because Kickstarter is like the Windex name of crowdfunding. But that's that. So that is what we're going to be going through. There's a question about all-ins because if you're in the Discord server, and I might as well just show you why you might want to be in the Discord server. Let me just present. I'm going to share my screen here. Let's just share the window for the Discord. Now you're going to see like all the Discord servers I'm a part of, whatever. I don't care. I'm all about transparency, y'all. I share my faith. Okay, so here we are. And in the general conversation, what you'll see is all these people saying hi and stuff. This is a lot. But this guy right here, this guy, he's pretty much in every conversation. That's me. Okay, that's me in the High Noon group. All right. So you got a game publisher, you got a board game and game publisher with a Discord server, which happens all the time. But in High Noon's Discord server, you actually have a chance. Like I don't know of any other publishing company that just like the game creator is there talking to you all the time. This Discord. Now, I'm not saying I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying there isn't one. I'm just saying I don't know one. The reason why this is important is because this Discord is also an app on my phone. And so by being a member of the Discord server, you basically live in my pocket. Like if you want direct access to me, this is where it's at. But also in here, I've created a couple of channels, and one of them is the backer kit details. Now, there's been a lot of discussion in this channel. So there's a lot of thread. But if you start, I believe I pinned it. Gosh, up here, you'll see, because the page isn't live yet. It's not going to be live for another 3 hours. But up here, we have our pledge levels. You're able to see the pledge levels that we have, okay? And I'm also showing you the add-ons. See all this stuff? It's a little pre-show. So what you're going to get, what we're doing here with this campaign is we've got the pledges for the new stuff. And then to help us roll out, this is not uncommon. Like a lot of game publishing companies do this. We're taking all of our existing inventory and we're making it available at our Kickstarter prices, like the prices that they were at Kickstarter. So a lot of this stuff is like 25% off of retail. So if you want to get High Noon product, this campaign is the best way to do it. And on top of that, what I'm going to do, and we're making this, what I'm going to do is I'm making it so that, can I make my face bigger? There we go. I don't like my face being so small. Sorry. Call it narcissism. I don't know. Maybe, no, I don't want it to go all the way. All right. I'm going to make it so that if you want, you can get this stuff, the stuff that we currently have in inventory. I'll just ship it out. So if you like, because we're looking at like 6 months, maybe. I mean, I like to measure out. I like to be conservative with my time for production, right? For new product. 6 months. That's a conservative figure, a conservative estimate on production of the new stuff. If you don't want to wait 6 months to get your stuff, because I would just ship it all together, just let me know. Just be like, hey, I want this stuff now. I want this stuff now. And so I will package all this stuff up and I'll send it out to you. So if you have not gotten any High Noon stuff, you're new to High Noon, you want to experience High Noon, and you don't want a campaign, a Kickstarter campaign, you don't need to see this anymore. If you don't want to do, like, if you're concerned about pledging on another campaign of some kind where you give them a bunch of your money and you don't get anything for a year or 2 or 3, I will legitly ship you this stuff out as soon as the money clears from the campaign, which I think they're saying like 5 to 10 days. So this is a great opportunity to get your High Noon goodies in. This campaign is a great opportunity to get your High Noon goodies in, or if you already have High Noon goodies, it's a great opportunity to give some for your gifts, for your friends at a deep discount. Okay, in time for Christmas. All right, so that's one thing that you want to do is join the Discord. If you're not a member of the Discord, join in there. That's where all the conversations happen. I have channels in there where I'm showcasing posses. We're doing strategies and all that stuff. That's basically where the community is. I wanted to also, I guess I can kind of show you this. This here is a prototype. You just saw the video. This here is a prototype of the clock tower. This is draft 1 of the prototype. I was supposed to have the final construction draft like a week ago, but USPS lost it. And then we had the hurricane. So I'm kind of forced to wait the first shipping to figure out what they're doing. But hopefully very soon we'll get that prototype. And once I do, I will. I'll bring that in, and we'll do a video on that. But if you want to see it, I mean, what we got. This is the clock tower in the flesh. All right, prototype clock tower. So what you're going to see is in the video, the ladder steps were dark, but what they're actually going to be is acrylic, clear acrylic, and that's kind of to make it so that they don't kind of distract from the board. And as you saw, the second hand turns, so you can follow your rounds. That was a total afterthought. And that's basically the clock tower. Now, at the top of the clock tower is where the Vindicator goes, and so this is kind of how legendary loot. And I'll turn it that way so you can see it. Sorry, I'm dealing with the camera. So you see that. So this is how legendary loot will work in High Noon. Is that they'll come with their own loot crate, with the own loot crate icon, as you saw in the video, and then the tile will always be marked wherever it goes. So you're always going to know where legendary loot is, and that kind of creates a good that creates that adrenaline to rush after it. Okay, so I wanted to also show you. This is something that a lot of, especially for you all-inners. So High Noon. Okay. Oh, yeah, actually. Okay. So yes, this is great. I love it. Questions coming in. Fantastic. Will we be able to shoot from the ladders with a special rule like unstable? So here's the rule about ladders in High Noon. No, you can't. You can't do any actions when you're on the ladder. So ladders require a certain you can end on ladders. Okay. You almost have to. Because it requires a certain amount of movement to climb up each ladder. So that was the question. That was the question there. So what you do is, let me show you. So on the ladders, they're marked with an icon. See that? That's the ladder icon. And so, and then here is your elevation line. So you can hop down or up on ladders with the elevation arrow where they're at. So what you do is it requires a certain amount of movement points to go up each rung, and you can't move into the next rung unless you have that much movement in your character sheet. So I don't want to give you any wrong numbers right now. We've been doing a little bit of play testing between 2 and 3 points. I'm leaning towards 3 movement points per rung. So it will require you to at least 2 rounds. It will require you like 2 turns to get up, or 1 turn to get through. And then, yeah, so you also have a -1 to your defense. So you're very vulnerable on ladders. Like, ladders are not a strategically advantageous place to be. However, once you're on the elevation that you climbed up to, you do have those benefits from elevation. And if you're unaware of that, because like if you haven't played yet, all the elevation rules are in the rules section of the website. If you go to highnoongame.com, you'll find it there. So that's how that's how that all works. Okay. Now I want to show you guys what I've been working on in a little thing called Tabletopia. Now, if you guys are unawares, High Noon is Tabletopia is a virtual tabletop platform where people can play board games, against other people online. It's you can download it as an app through Steam, or you can play it on your web browser. It has a web browser base. Tabletopia is 100% free. That's why I chose to go with them. And then as an added bonus, their user interface is really clean. Like it's like a lot of people, they're all like, "Are you on Tabletop Simulator?" And I was like, "I've never heard of that." And then I went over and I was like, "Oh, $20 versus free, $20 to get this platform." So I made the investment of $20 to get Tabletop Simulator, and my God, that the interface looks like it was built in GeoCities HTML code in GeoCities. Like the MIDI music that's playing, I'm like, what is this? The worst interface since Command and Conquer. But on top of that, I even tried. I tried to put the game onto Tabletop Simulator, and it was just like from a developer programmer standpoint, I get it. They have a lot of features and functionalities you can do, but it was just bad. It's just a bad experience all around. I wanted a platform that would be accessible to everybody and free. You can't get more accessible than free. So I actually signed an exclusive partnership with Tabletopia. So that's where we're at. You can actually play High Noon. If you've never played High Noon and you're curious about the game, you can play High Noon for free on Tabletopia. Just go download Tabletopia on Steam or go to tabletopia.com and you can download and then just play it. Look up High Noon. There it is. You can play for free. But the thing I'm getting at, all this to say, I've got a special map where I bring in all of the expansions. Like the free version is it's the starter set. But I have a map that is it was initially for my Ride or Die posse, which was people who went all in on the first campaign that we had. And I'll talk to you guys in a second. But basically, I put all expansions on there that we've released and all expansions that I'm currently working on. And so right now, I'm going to share the screen as to what we have. Boom. So here is, I've kind of cleaned it up a bit, but this is the Tabletopia map. There were a bunch of different cancel that. There were a bunch of different posses out here, but I put them in this little bag. They're all in there, all 948 of them. But what I wanted to show you is we have Purgatory is up. Purgatory is live on the map. Let me see if it'll do it. Yep. So all the board pieces will lock in place. You can build your map here if you want, and you can go to town. You can play your little guys. Also in this version, what you'll see is we have the 3D models of the characters. So you're basically playing the game. Now, we also have the 2-story building, so you can kind of experiment. This is all about getting a feel for the game. That's why I made this, so that you guys could really get a feel for what are the things that you would be getting. Okay, like and you know, if you want to do add-ons for certain posses, like the Bandera Blondes, for instance, over here. I don't want you buying something you're going to find out later you don't like. I don't want you buying something that's not for you. So this map is really designed for you to come in and try out different posses, try out different things, and see what you like. See what's right for you. High Noon was designed to be a game that is designable for the player, whoever the player is. There's no one size fits all. Although some people disagree and think that the all-in is the best. Now on top of all the Purgatory tiles are here. And so the way that this works is you got your 2-story building. You can just lift this off and then play your guys and then put it back on. That's kind of how that works. Okay. And then I'll just let's move. I'm just gonna throw it over here. This is a disaster. All right. So on top of that, we've got I went ahead and put some of the backwater tiles that are set for a stretch goal in the game in the campaign. The backwater tiles are going to feature several types of tiles, but 3 of them are here. So we finally have a lot of people have been asking for a church, especially for Father Franklin. So if you want a chapel, here it is. Look at that beautiful thing. You got a bunch of pews to pew behind. You've got a little stage up here to take some tactical advantage. It does come with a starting location for a crate. So this is a massive tile. And right now, my artist is working on a cemetery to go along with it. So that this pack will come with a church and a cemetery. You're also going to get this hilltop. So this is going to add. This is a cool little feature where it gives you this little elevation that you can access from a bunch of different positions, and then you can just shoot down everywhere. You get that elevation benefit. And then this is a new type of terrain, which is basically you can't see through it, you can't shoot through it. It's like a cliff. And I don't know why I'm pointing over here. You can't see it. I'm going to use the cursor. The only way to shoot through this is if you're above it. That's how that kind of stuff works. So then finally, what backwater town is complete without a gallows? So if you want to get a bit morbid in your maps, you're gonna have that. And I love that Mikkel even added like little apples thrown. We leave nothing. We leave nothing out with our artwork. So there's that, and then finally, I have a couple of unreleased posses that are available. First, starting with our first stretch goal, which is Governor McGrady. So if you want to try him out, he's right here. He's got his 4 characters and his map, and then also we have Miroslav Zorek. So this is the inventor. And I'll give you kind of a brief rundown of both of these really quickly. Governor McGrady is a politician, so all of his special cards are like favors and ways that he manipulates the table to do his bidding. He does not generally go out there and fight. He usually stays in the background. Even his guys, even his private security detail, they're defensive characters. They're basically body shields. And the reason why that is because, I'm going to move this out of the way, he doesn't really care. Like everybody else is fighting for gold. He doesn't really care about that. Governor McGrady is fighting for re-election. He's trying to get reelected. He actually gets gold for free. He gets 3 gold every turn. His objective is to get these votes. He's got to get 12 votes, and if he fills up that 12 vote tracker before the end of round 12, he wins the game. Doesn't matter how many gold anybody else has. He does not care. Does not care about gold. He's just trying to get reelected. So you got your vote tokens, and then you've got this little political favor track or political power track. This is required to use some of your more powerful special cards. He's like cashing in on his political power. I'll leave it at that. Miroslav is an inventor, and he's got this generator. And this generator basically is how he uses power. It's like his political power, right? He pulls his power to use some of his special abilities, and also to lay down these turrets that he has. Let me get his little guy out of the way. So you got Miroslav here, and you got his turrets. And so he moves around the board and he lays down the turrets. The turrets can zap people. They can build walls. They can blow up. They can do all sorts of powerful things. And then Miroslav himself has this like arm, this energetic glove, and an energy gun, so he can do his own stuff. Now, the thing is if anybody gets into his lab and fights their way through here, and they go to this location here for an action, they can shut down his generator, and he's completely powerless. So he's a very powerful character, but until you shut off his power or you focus on him. Now, also on his character sheet, he can move between these squares. What that is right here on the board is a secret door that only Miroslav has the key to. And so if his generator gets shut down, he can run back in to the secret door, run in here, and turn the generator back on. Whereas most people have to come through all the way around the Faraday cage, into his main lab, into his office, and come around. It's quite a journey to shut down his generator. That said, there are 3 keys that are located, 1 in each loot deck. Miroslav comes with his own. That comes with the keys themselves. You add them to the loot decks, and then anybody might be able to draw them, and it'll allow you basically one passage in and out to get through. And that's how Miroslav works. So you guys, they are live. These posses are live. And before I move on to the next thing, I wanted to go back to the purgatory tiles really quick, because I mentioned this in the video, but I don't go into it, and I want to do that. So I'm going to bring out this one here, and I got this is the general store. We got a road, and where's the saloon? Here's the saloon. Oh, and there's actually another mechanic here. So two new mechanics that the purgatory tiles break out. One is we'll go here to the diagonal doors. That was something that I was always struggling with, because I wanted maps where like you have saloons or hotels or mansions or whatever, where they have that stupid architecture where they put a door on the corner. And because High Noon is a grid-based game, a square grid-based game, that was always complicated for me to wrap my head around. But then I came up with like a really easy solution for diagonal doors. And since Purgatory is the first package, it's the first one to bring in the rule. And that rule is simply this. When you're here, the door is closed. When you're here, the door is closed. When you're here, the door is open. So you can basically, where most doors, like over here, you can't stand in the doorway, right? It's you're either on one side or the other. So the door's always just closed. Diagonal doors are a door tile that allows you to just stand in the doorway. There you go. There's the rule. So if you wanna make your own customized buildings, and a lot of High Noon super fans are creating their own beautiful constructs. Here's your rule for making diagonal doors, right? Both posses are such great creators. Thank you, Marcus. Yeah, they're fun. My dad played we went out on my bachelor party over the last couple weeks back, 3 weeks back. My time flies. And we played High Noon at this like Western town, and he played Governor McGrady for the very first time. He always hesitant to try a new posse. He doesn't like to try new posses. I'm like, Dad, have I ever done you wrong? Have I ever made a bad posse? And he's like, well, no. I'm like, well, then try it. He tried, and he whooped our butts. He kicked everybody's butt. He won. And he was like, I like this guy. I'm like, yeah. And Miroslav is a favorite. Miroslav is a big fan favorite. He's very powerful. He's scary. Yeah, simple solution. Yes, that's one. The whole point of High Noon is simplicity. This game is not meant to be convoluted. Very simple stuff. All right. So the other feature that Purgatory rolls out, that we are going to be rolling out into other tile sets. And by the way, we've been working on these for years. This concept here has been in existence for years. The first pack that was supposed to come out was the Timber Heights tile pack, and that was all forestry. And I already had this mechanic in it, but there were other mechanics in Timber Heights. It was just a lot of mechanics in Timber Heights. I was like, this is too much. I kind of want to ease consumers into this. So Purgatory is a simple solution for that, because there's diagonal doors in this. So you can use any of the Purgatory tiles as starting tiles. So you can either make your maps bigger with all the tiles, or like, let's say you have the sheriff let's say you have the Jenkins Brothers. The Jenkins Brothers tile is a general store, right? Well, you can actually use this tile. You can use this tile instead. You can replace their tile with this tile. And how that works is, you notice on these squares, you've got these squares and they have numbers on them. Here, I'll bring it up here. Can I? Yeah, that's about as big as I can go. Here, no, and here, I'll do this. Phew. There, that's as big as we can go. So you see how there's like a 1 here, and a 2 here, and a 3 here. There's another 1. There's a 1 here too, right? What that is the requirement of the gold value of the character that you're going to put on that square. They have to at least be that. So, and only squares where the number is where you can put guys on. So in the 1 squares, you can put 1 gold guys. In the 3 squares, you can put 3 gold guys. In the 2 squares, you can put 2 or 3 gold guys. And there you go. That is the feature. That's the starting tile solution. And then, as you can see, they all start. All the starting tiles have starting loot crate placements as well. So they're fully outfitted. Even this one, I think. Even this one has a place for starting locations. So that's that. That is the mechanic. Those are the mechanics of the Purgatory. All right, so I've gone over all the mechanics. This map is currently alive and available. It's published. It's available for you to play. Anybody, you can go into the. But it's only available to backers who back at the all-in level. So if you want to have access to this with all the expansions and everything, you got to go all in. You know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I've changed my mind live. You have to back the campaign. You do have to back the campaign, but you don't have to go all in. You can as long as this will be available to all backers of the campaign. And the way that you'll access it, and this comes back to the Discord thing. This comes back to how Discord works. What you'll do is I'm going to create a backer kit channel like this, and in Discord, and I'm going to have a little custom link to this map, so you can create this map. And then basically, when you back the game, you go into Discord, and you just and you can either message me directly your backer number, or you can just post it in the group. Just go in there, post it, and I will add you to that channel. And then you'll have, and I'll kind of show you how this works, because we already have a here, I'll show you this. Let me share the screen here. Stop sharing that. Present this. Window here. All right. So we're back at Discord. Okay. So over here, there are these different channels, the different text channels. Okay. And right here is a channel called Create or Join a Game. And if you go in here at the top, there's this description, and right here you have these links. That's how it's going to work. That's how it's going to work. Now, this channel that I'm showing you right now is that channel's for the regular game, but the new channel will have a link like that, but it'll launch the that big expanded version that I just showed you. Okay. So that's how that's going to work. So what you need to do is you need to back the campaign. Then you need to join the Discord and give me your pledge number inside the Discord, and I will add you to that channel, and then you can play the game. Now, not only can you play the game, but if you want to play the game with me, I'll play the game with you. You can play the game. You can play High Noon with the creator. All right. So how about that? So there you go. So that's kind of the brief rundown that I wanted to kind of go over. We are coming up. We are less than 3 hours away from the campaign. Let me see here. Let me view the project really quickly. Yeah, so we're looking at my gosh, I apologize. My internet is really. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that was gonna go. Okay. Apparently my video is streaming on the launch party. What? And that's awesome. There you go. How about that? That's all right. So let me mute this actually. I just want to see. Bear with me, guys. I know this is probably boring. Okay, yeah, 2 minutes. 2 hours. In 2 hours, 20 minutes, we're going live. I'm very excited about this. I did that pre-pledge, the pre-pledge thing, and I created that because there were a couple of people in my Discord server that were like, "Hey, I want to launch. I want to be first in or whatever." But you're launching in a weird hour, and I'm not going to be able to make it. And so I thought, well, maybe what if is it possible for me to make some way for this person to pledge early. Just get their pledge in. They want to pledge, well, make it possible. So I checked in with BackerCount. I was like, hey, is this okay? And they're like, no, yeah, it's totally cool. Yeah, do it. So I made that possible, expecting that person. Guys, we got 40 backers. We got 40 freaking backers. Let me just show you this. If you haven't seen it, this is insane. Here we go. Window. Let me just look at me here. This is crazy. Boom. Look at me looking at the number. Look at that number. Guys, we haven't even launched and we're already at $6,400. And by the way, that's you guys. Like, you're doing this. You're making this possible. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Let's see. Where the link to back? Well, if you come over to our launch party, we'll be back in here pretty soon. Let me just get you in here. Let me do this here. I'm gonna share this with you. There you go. There's the launch party. Joseph, I just shared the link to the launch party. It's right here. Click that, and you'll be able to, follow along. And then when we're going to launch in like 2 hours, so back us. When do you think the short film will be released? Oh my gosh! All right, so yeah. So what Scott Lara is asking about is, for my bachelor party, we rented out this Wild West Airbnb town, a whole town, and it was amazing. It was incredible what this guy built this town out. It's called Texas Tombstone. You can look it up, Texas Tombstone. So we rented it out, and it was me and nine of my guy friends, and we basically, like where most bachelor parties are, crazy, stupid, get drunk and do very questionable things. I don't agree with that. I don't understand that. So we decided to rent out this Wild West town and bring cowboy attire and hire a film crew and shoot a High Noon short film. And so that's what we did. We shot a High Noon Wild West short film. It was a blast. We shot it. It was like we were shooting for like 12 hours. And we got the footage, and at the very last second, we realized there was a scratch on the sensor in the camera. So every single shot has this huge scratch through it. On top of that, it has these like dots, because it looks like what happened was whatever amateur rented the camera before us had no concept of how to clean a camera. So they didn't even like clean it properly. They used something that scratched the lens, and they used some residue, some concoction that left spots everywhere. So it's like the footage is rough, and I have to figure out a way to fix that. And so I've been talking to the guy who rented us the camera, and he's been trying to work on a solution, and I'm actually supposed to have a call with him today. So that is, I mean, we'll get it done. I'm going to clean this thing up. All right. Come hell or high noon, I'm going to edit that video, and you're going to see it. So my hope is that it'll be finished around the time of the lull of the campaign. Usually crowdfunding campaigns have a lull, like in the third week, mid of the week of the second to the third week, whatever. And so I kind of want to have it ready for then, fingers crossed, to drum up some excitement, because it's a fun short film. And just to kind of give you a overview of what it is, it's this guy walks into this bar where these two dudes are playing a game. Turns out to be High Noon, and the guy challenges the winner to a game of High Noon, and so they sit down and they put the pieces on they start putting the pieces on the board. And as they're putting the pieces on the board, we cut to the Wild West, where the characters materialize into thin air, out of thin air. in this Wild West town, the Wild West shootout. And then the movie, it cuts between the two guys as they're playing the game and moving the guys around back to the cowboys doing the actions that, you know, they're doing. And there's a lot of nods to some of the cards that are in play. And it's really cool. It's really cool. I built an actual physical loot crate. It's like 2 feet high. It was like 2 feet by 2 feet by 2. It was like a 2-foot square box that looks like a loot crate. That was the one and only time I'm going to be a carpenter. But it was fun, and it's gonna be a great video. So we'll see. I'll see, Scott. We'll see. Joseph Lago pledged. Heck yes, man. Thank you, Joseph. I'm excited to see all of this in the Kickstarter campaign. How many posses are possible to unlock in this campaign? So I had a long conversation with my business consultant about this, and like I'd love to unlock all of them. I'd love to unlock everything we have, but when you start producing this many, like when you start producing the minis, like the tiles, and this is the reason why I did the buildings and the 3D buildings and the tiles, is because they're kind of the same thing. They're just cuts. They're just laser cuts on a material. And then they put them in a bag, put a tag on the bag, and ship it off. Maybe we'll make a box for the 3D buildings, but everything else is pretty much going to be in like, you know, little plastic bags with a tag. So very quick to produce, simple to produce. And so I did not want a repeat of the last campaign where we were waiting 3 years. Now, granted, a lot of that was because of logistics, but you know, logistical crisis of COVID. But like with these, because they're bags, they're small, they're light. Like worst case scenario, we get another container shortage and some idiot parks his boat in the Suez Canal like a moron and blocks everybody up. I can just throw this on an airplane and have it delivered in like a week. Okay, so that's kind of where I'm trying to go with this campaign. All that goes out the window the moment we unlock a posse, okay, a singular posse, because then we have to create the injection mold, and that injection mold, like you really got one shot to do that, because the injection mold's like a giant brick of metal, and they have to like the way that they go through that process is very expensive and time consuming. So what they do is they create wax molds of the miniature as a quality control check, and they send you like 3 dozen of them because half of them are gonna burst into pieces on the way here. I have to. So the process of creating those minis in wax and then delivering them to me for me to review is long. That's a long process. Could take a month just to do that. And then if they have to be tweaked, if there's something wrong with the minis, they have to retweak them. That's a whole other process of making more wax minis and sending them off to me. That's another month. and so then after that, then they have to create the injection mold, and then they go through the production, and the production is another month. So you're looking at, like, let's say that there's 2 revisions or 1 revision of the minis into production. That's a month for the initial, 2 months, a second month for the revision, a third month for the mold, a fourth month for the product lead time, and that's if they make it on time. Okay, that's if they produce on time, which is rarely ever. So a 6-month campaign just went to like a 10-month to a year campaign. That's what I'm trying to avoid. So that's like when we're answering this question, which is a great question, and I love that you're asking the question. But that's the actual question, is how far out do I want this campaign to be before my backers actually get their stuff? And that's, you know, so we kind of had to compromise. And so the compromise is 3. There's 3 posses that we will have a chance to unlock. Now, of those posses, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that to you guys. So Governor McGrady was voted on. I did a poll long before this campaign, okay? And that's why Governor McGrady is the first one, because everybody in the community, overwhelmingly, I thought they were going to go for Miroslav. It was Miroslav and Governor McGrady. I thought they were going for Miroslav. Everybody voted for Governor McGrady. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. So once we get close to reaching Governor McGrady, which is quite a ways down. Okay. I and this is another part of this, and I'll explain this in a minute. But once we get close to releasing Governor McGrady, then I'll put out another posse spotlight. I already have it drafted. It's beautiful. It's a gorgeous draft. And it's going to show off 2 other posses facing off against each other. You're going to see who they are. You're going to learn all about their backstory of each character. You're going to see some of their cards. You're going to see their minis. You're going to see all that. And then at the end of that, once you've learned a bit about them, you're going to get a chance to vote for that. And I'll do the same process for the third posse. So I don't know who we're going to unlock, but we could unlock 3. Now, again, going back to my objective with fulfilling this campaign, making sure the campaign is fulfilled to everybody. My objective is, believe it or not, and again, I believe in full transparency, even if it shoots me in the foot. Okay, this could incentivize a lot of you guys to back out of the campaign. I hope you don't. I hope you stay in for the long haul, because I think you're going to love everything that we release. But my objective of this campaign is not to unlock posses. Okay, doesn't mean I don't want to. Doesn't mean that if we unlock one, I'm gonna be like, oh darn it, dag nabbit, darn tootin', we got a posse now. Okay, it just means that that's not my objective, and because my objective is to pay off some back debt from the fulfillment debt that I incurred to get everything to you guys. I took a lot of hits on that, and I'm trying to get above water on that because I'm getting married in a month. And I've got a lot of bills to pay. So this campaign is partially to pay off those back debts that I paid with my own money, and then also produce the starter set tiles, because we ran out of those, and then to release the purgatory tiles. That's basically the objective. The clock tower is just a perk. The clock tower was an afterthought. You know why we did the clock tower? You know why? Because Purgatory is featured in my book High Noon, or Gunsmoke Trail. Okay, Gunsmoke Trail. Just get it. It's on Amazon, or just buy it in the crowdfund in the backer kit, and I'll sign it. Okay, but in this book, like, the whole thing builds up to Purgatory, and as I'm writing this, I'm like, man, Purgatory really is cool. Like, I was saving it for a location for the module High Fever, which is the zombie survival module expansion that converts the whole game into a semi-cooperative dungeon escape thing. Kind of like Zombicide, but at the very end, everybody at the very beginning, everybody draws a secret mission card that has some effect against every other player. So at the very end of this game, there will be curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. So you're all working together tenuously. At the end, though, knowing you're all going to stab each other's backs if you can make it out of the zombie place. So, and it all takes place in Purgatory, because Purgatory is the supernatural ghost town. And in Gunsmoke Trail, Montana Azul, who is that posse right back behind my head, he uses Purgatory as his base of operations. And so I was like, actually, I should release this tile set. This is a cool tile set. And then there's this really cool scene in the middle of the book where this guy, Hawkeye Carson, is this bounty hunter, and he worked with Monko and Macat way back in the day. And he has these bounty hunters, the Vindicators, and they have this prototype machine gun called the Vindicator, and they mount it on top of a clock tower, and they use it to basically annihilate the Bandero Blondes. So it's a major turning point in the story, in the book. And so I was like, man, wouldn't that be cool if we had this clock tower? And I was talking with my consultant about it too. And so we added the clock tower, we added the Vindicator, all that stuff. So going back to it, my objective is not to unlock posses. But if we are going to unlock posses, again, because of the logistical issues, because of the production issues, because of a lot of things we can run into, I pulled the stretch goal for the posse, for the miniature posses. I put that way in the back. Like, that is so far. Like, if we can reach that one unlock, we'll be great. Like, oh my gosh, I would be blown away if we can reach that achievement, which we might. Who knows? Who knows how much we can raise from this campaign? But I learned last time there was a guy that I fired. I fired him because he ran off with my money because he had gotten us all wrapped up in his thing, but he was basically like, "There's no way we're not gonna hit 5 million in day one. No way!" And I was like, "You're gonna put your job on that?" I didn't like him already. By that point, I already didn't like him. I was just looking for a reason to get rid of him. And he was like, "Yes, if we don't reach 5 million on day one, I'll quit." I'm like, okay. And sure enough, we didn't. And I had pulled my friend aside at the time, one of my colleagues, and I was like, "Look, man, like, I know this guy's saying all this stuff, but I need to show you something." And I showed him Gloomhaven, which at the time was what like this guy was using as his base plate. He's like, "We'll be Gloomhaven," and I'm like, "We are gonna be Gloomhaven. Nobody knows who we are. We're a nobody. What are you talking about?" And I went into I just looked on their blog, and it was like their very first post. It was like, "Because of our massively successful campaign last time, we're really excited for this campaign." And I was like, interesting. And I went back and I looked at that campaign, and they had raised like $300,000 or $500,000, something like that. And I was like, oh. I read their first post. It was like, "Because of our massively successful campaign, we're doing this campaign." I was like, okay, what was that one? And I looked at that one, and it was $150,000. And I was like, that's a mindset. And I pulled I coming back to the present in this conversation that I was having with my friend, I was like, "Look, man, like, this guy is positioning us for, like, we have to hit $1 million. And we're gonna hit 5. I was like, we actually need to have our mindset that if we hit $100,000, that's amazing. Like, that is amazing. If we can hit that, I'm over the moon." And that was and that's one of the reasons why I had to cancel that first campaign, because that guy had the whole thing set up that even if we hit like our goal, we were going to be like in debt, like crazy debt. It was bad. It was bad practice. It was bad. There was no best practices. His best practices were the worst practices. And that was one of the reasons why I changed everything up, cleaned house, relaunched the other campaign, made everything more achievable. But at the end of the day, even that I took a massive hit to the tune of tens of thousands of dollars. So this time I still want to maintain that the ethics and transparency, but I also want to play this very smart and very conservative. So if we hit our first stretch goal, which is the backwater tiles, I'm going to be elated. But if we hit Governor McGrady, and that, by the way, it's $500,000. That's the goal. The stretch goal for the first posse is 500,000. And then every posse after that is an additional 250,000. You want to see what if you want to know what the difference, like, you can do the math from the last campaign that I did, where I think it was like every $25,000. No. It's stretched out. And the reason why is because I want to make sure that I am covered for any problem. Not just covered, but like we can handle it. Like, we can knock it out. We'll have the money and the capital to be like, "Oh, this happened, no problem. Oh, we've got 2,000 boxes of Governor McGrady, and there's no containers. The containers are 10 grand, and then the boat crashed in the Suez Canal again. No problem. We're going to pay the premium, put these on a plane, and get them to our backers tomorrow." Like, that's what we got to have, that kind of capital, and that's why I've structured it that way. Now, does that mean we're going to reach it? No, I don't know. I have no idea. We're not going to know for another 2 hours. But if we do, that'd be amazing. And who knows? So that's that. Let's see. It's like an old time film quality. I just didn't want that, though. I really wanted it to be more like Once Upon a Time in the West. But let's see. Looking forward to playing this. Hey, Peter, we're looking forward to you playing too. And by the way, if you guys have missed what I've gone over, you can go back and watch after we're done here. But I am available in the Discord server. If you guys ever want to play online through Tabletopia, I'm happy to play with you guys. So yeah, we can let's play. Let's play. Are we not going to be able to use the figs we already bought? No, you could totally. This is all you. This is High Noon, baby. These are expansions. Everything is usable. Matter of fact, that was the thing I was going over in the Purgatory tiles. Is you can use your figures for the Purgatory tiles. Everything is 100% compatible. I can only recommend this, having been an all-in backer the first campaign, 100% fulfillment and maximum satisfaction, let alone the game is fun. Thank you, Martin. Thank you very much. Wow. What great words of praise. That is high praise for High Noon right there. And that's the thing is, like, I went into this, I knew that all we have is our reputation. All you have is your integrity or whatever, your word. And why? Because that is what that becomes your reputation. That's all we have. And I knew that going into this, and when we were facing every obstacle, I was like, man, I have to make this right. Come hell or high noon, it has to be right, because this is it. For this very reason right here. So yeah, thank you. That zombie mode sounds awesome. Yeah, I know, right? The thing is, again, another thing about the zombie mission is I got to make zombies, and zombies have to be little minis. And I know you could be like, no, I can use my zombicide. And yeah, you could, but I really want High Noon zombies. So this is gonna take that'll take some time. We'll see. I forgot what I was saying. I got sidetracked. I apologize. All right, there you go. Let's see what we got here. Any question? I know we had some questions there was somebody had a question in the community, and I wanted to address it because it was very important. It was so important that I forgot what it was. Oh, gosh. Okay, here we go. Let me scroll down. Okay. Yeah, so somebody asked, if you're a Ride or Die member, how can I help this Kickstarter? Also, you have plans going, and you wanted to help me out with a Tombstone. Yeah, I was there. I was nearby not too long ago. I didn't know that. That's Sean. I didn't know that. I will definitely reach out to you because we were trying to get into I would love to get into the work with the OK Corral. Matter of fact, I had a plan to reskin the game, make it a short little 2-player game, and it would be High Noon, but at the OK Corral, and you would have not Curly Bill, but those guys and Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp, whatever. You have the two posses facing off, and it'd be 100% compatible. You could add those characters to a game of High Noon, but it would really be like an OK Corral High Noon game, and that's a plan. But okay, so for the Ride or Die members, this is something I definitely want to say. I know I sent out an email to you guys, but some emails bounced. So I don't know if you're watching this or if you got the email. I don't know. There have been people asking about the Ride or Die. Okay, how do you get the stuff from this campaign? And that's not what this guy asked. This guy said, how can I help? Which is another question, a different question. But some people have asked who are Ride or Die, how do you get the stuff from this campaign? Or other versions of that question. Do we still get everything you produce? This is what you said over here. Is it actually happening? Yes. No, that totally. So if you went all in on the last Kickstarter, and this may have... This may rub some people, some newcomers, the wrong way, but bear with me. Let me explain. When I did the first campaign, the very first campaign, and I had to cancel it because it was a nightmare. It was a dumpster fire because of that guy. one of the things I did was I took some money that I had and I immediately started producing the starter sets. I just went into production on them because I still had some money left over from our investment capital going in to start the Kickstarter. And I immediately went, I produced 5,000 copies of High Noon. And the reason why I did that was because at that point, I was like, anything could happen. This new Kickstarter that we have to do could mean nothing, could be nothing. It could be a giant failure. And then all we have is this little money here. I'm going to use it. I'm going to at least walk away with 5,000 copies of the board game. And that's also why the starter set tiles are different. It's why the cards are different. It's why all that stuff, because over time, we bumped up our quality. We changed some factories for certain assets. That'll happen over those years after the fact. But I had 5,000 copies of the game. So I did two things. One, I ordered the copies. The second thing was I told every single backer, because I canceled the campaign. They got all their money back. And I said, guys, because you believed in me when I had nothing to show for it except this really garbage Kickstarter looking page. A lot of you guys gave hundreds of dollars of your money to some nobody who for all you know could just run off with the money and leave you with nothing. So I'm going to give you a copy of High Noon. I'm getting 5,000 of them. There were like 100 of you. I'll just give it to you. And that's what I did. I gave him a copy, and I said, you're going to get this whether you back the next campaign or not. And so that's what I did. I got the copies in. I shipped them off. Everybody got their games for free, just for believing in us. Then on the next campaign, because I knew I still had kind of an uphill battle climbing out of this. So I said, look, I have these pledges that are, they're different tier pledges. But I have an all-in pledge. And this all-in pledge is like $400. Now, if you are going to give me some nobody you don't know, has not done and again, this was before I had actually shipped out the starter sets, mind you, because I was still in the works on that. I was like, if you're gonna give me $400, I have nothing to show for this. I have nothing to show for myself. You're believing in me that much to make this a possibility, to make this all possible. I'm going to add you to what I'm going to call the ride or die posse. You are my ride or die because you came in when there was nobody else, when I had nothing. I had nothing. You see these things here? You see up there? And I'm missing a couple because I had to ship them off to some people who bought them. I need to get more. But these are like, all this happened because of those of all of the backers that came in on the first campaign. But a lot of those guys gave me $400 plus some more money. I was like, if you're going to do that, I'm putting you in a special family. You are a special posse. You're the ride or die posse. So what that means is anything that I produce for High Noon forever in perpetuity, you're going to get a copy of it for free. You guys, just you 180, because this is what you get. You gave this to me. Now I will give this to you. So to all of you who did that, to all of you ride or diers, Pierre, I was in the first campaign, canceled. Then I went all in for the second. I played on Tabletopia and For Real with my children, and this game is just awesome. I'm in for this campaign, of course. Thank you, Pierre. Now, perfect case study. Pierre, let's use Pierre here as an example of this question. Pierre went all in on the campaign. He is in the ride or die posse. What that means is whether or not Pierre supports this campaign, whether he backs it, whether he gives it a dime, he could give it nothing. He could just sit back and just be like, yeah, go campaign. I'm pledging you thoughts and prayers. Anything if we reach our funding goal, he's going to get everything we produce, which means he's going to get the clock tower. He's going to get the purgatory tiles. He's going to get the starter set tiles if he doesn't already have them. He's going to get any of the stretch goal unlocks that we do. He's going to get them. And that's That's it. That's he's going to get it all because he's in the ride or die. And that's regardless of whether or not he backs the campaign. So that is that's how this works. This is true to everybody. This is to all of my ride or die backers. So if you're a ride or die backer asking this question, the answer is yes. You don't have to do anything. You need to do nothing to support us in this campaign. Okay, you will get everything as long as we reach our goal. Now, if we don't reach our goal, then you get nothing because we don't produce anything. If you do decide to support the campaign, I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. Thank you, because again, like, we need all the help we can get, and you supporting this when you don't have to just goes to show exactly why you are the ride or die. That's why this right here. When people go, "Why do they get that?" No, I don't. I'm going to go all in on this campaign. Do I get that? No, you don't. Sorry, you don't get that perk because this is a whole different class of backer. These guys went all in on that campaign when I was a nobody and had nothing to show for it. And now, even though they're guaranteed to get everything forever without paying another dime, except for shipping, they're still willing to come in and be like, yeah, put me in for Outlaw, put me in for Buckaroo. I'll take this, I'll take that. Like, they're still supporting. That's why they get everything. Okay, that's why they get everything forever, forever. Now, that said, is there something for you guys that go all in on this campaign? Yes, there is. And so I will show that to you. Oh, here we go. Actually, here we go. Pull it up right here. So this is, I don't know why this, can we get rid of this? Close that out? I don't know, whatever. So this is how this works. Okay. This is exactly how the last Kickstarter campaign worked. All right. We have stretch goals and then we have stretch goal rewards. Okay. A stretch goal unlocks and stretch goal rewards. Now, I know that might sound confusing, but hear me out. The reason why, what this is we have stretch goals, okay? And these stretch goals could be, well, actually, let me show you. I will show you what we have lined up. So we've got, sorry, buddy. Sorry, Pierre, let me bring you up. So here's our stretch goals. You guys will see this if you don't already on the page when it goes live. You'll see this. But you have the unlocks, which is basically what the stretch goal is, what's being unlocked. And then you have 9 stretch goal loot cards. And these 9 stretch goal loot cards, these are the rewards. And so the 9 stretch goal loot cards, it's not just 9. It's 9 per stretch goal. And it's basically 3 of each. It's 3 rations, 3 gear, and 3 weapons. And each of them speak to the stretch goal that is there, that you unlocked. So the backwater tile starting at $71,000. Okay, our goal is 40. Okay, we get to our goal, great. We get to 71,000, we start unlocking things. Okay, so our backwater tiles is that I was just showing you some of. It's $71,000. That's the unlock. Okay, so everybody who goes in, and then on top of this, there will be, I haven't made the images for them, but there will be 9 loot cards that go with the backwater tiles that kind of speak to whatever that is. They'll probably do just like random cowboy stuff or whatever, but they'll be colorful. They'll be colorful loot. By the way, I've been working on this stretch goal at the expansion loot volume 2, which is awesome. You're going to love it. But basically, when we unlock this, everybody is going to get 9 loot cards that are exclusive to this campaign. You will never be able to get them anywhere else unless, there's some exclusive, like some limited time off or whatever. But this is for right now, this is where you get them. So everybody will get those. And then anybody who goes all in on this campaign will get all the stuff from the all in, and they'll get the backwater tiles because that is an unlock because we unlocked it. Okay. Now, if we get to 83,000, we have another expansion called the bounty missions. This, I've been playtesting with the guys here, and it's a hit. It's basically secret missions that you can draw. Basically, the way it works is on your turn, you can draw one secret mission card for free, and then you can use one of your character's actions to draw a second secret mission card. They're bounty cards. They don't count against your hand. You put them to the side. They're like intrigue cards in Dune Imperium. Okay, and as you and so these secret mission cards have like things you have to do, and then rewards that you get for doing them. They could be gold. They could be loot. They could be drawing more cards. They could be all sorts of things. But they're going to give you that definitive edge in the battle, and nobody's going to see it coming. And that's the really cool thing about it. The max amount of loot card of mission cards you can have in your mission hand is 4. So you can't draw more than that. Now, there's also in this expansion a post office tile. And this post office works the same way as the marketplace. Okay, so if you've bought, how fortuitous that I would have this. If you have the marketplace expansion, what the marketplace expansion does is it allows you to use the gold that you've won in the game to purchase items in the shops, in the stores, in the gunsmith, the general store, and the blacksmith. And it doesn't, and using the gold doesn't count against your victory points. You have this little ashtray, and when you get gold, you put it on the gold earned side, and then as you use it, you slide it over to the gold spent side. And at the end of the game, you still count all the gold in the ashtray. So it's really like a Deus Ex Machina for the end of the game. Now, you can lock people out of buying items from certain stores if you put a certain amount of gold, like I think it's 2 gold worth of characters in that store. You can lock them out of getting those items. The same applies with the bounty, with the post office. If you can get guys in the post office, you basically shut the post office out from everybody else. They can't draw bounty cards. So it's a really cool fee. It's a really cool bone. It's a really cool thing, a really cool expansion. So when we unlock this, if we got to 83,000, everybody who went all in is going to get the bounty missions and the backwater tiles, and they're going to get 18 cards. Now for the bounty missions, there's going to be it's actually not 18. I apologize. There's 9 stretch goal cards. Well, I'll see about the balance of it. I've been working with 3. You're going to get 3 types of backer kit exclusive bounty missions. So, and I think there are 3 of each. So it's 9. So it's 18. You're going to get 18 cards. Everybody else is going to get 18 cards. Heck, even if we unlock and actually this is kind of cool. I didn't realize this, but now that I'm talking about it, you don't have to use the stores in the marketplace. You can just you don't have to use the store tiles. You can just buy the stuff. But using the store tiles creates like a zone control element where you can lock people out, right? But you don't need them there. Similarly, you don't need the post office on the table. You just need bounty cards. So if we unlock this, whether you buy the bounty missions pack or not, you're going to get 9 bounty cards, 9 backer kit exclusive bounty cards to just try out. Just play some secret missions. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. We're going to get our first 3D building at 130. This looks like a 9. It's actually a 4. 134,000. We're going to get our first 3D building, and that's the water tower. I've got the prototype on its way here. It should be here like in a week. So I can't wait to show that off to you. It also comes with this Kickstarter exclusive legendary loot, or not Kickstarter, backer kit exclusive legendary loot, the Quigley rifle. It's a rifle that has unlimited range, doesn't count as inventory because it has a little strap. So it's pretty wild. At 142,000, we're going to launch the Expansion Loot Volume 2. That's got a bunch of really cool things in there. A lot of different ammunition types now. Rifles are going to have incendiary rounds. We've got dum-dum rounds for the pistols. We've got a blunderbuss in here. It's really fun. And then also a mechanic style card. They're basically boxes of rounds, boxes of cartridges, boxes of shells. And what they do is they reload your loot weapon or allow you to draw more cards for that particular character type that has that ammunition type. So you know, normally in this game, if you run out of ammunition on a card, you discard it, right? Like you're out of rifle rounds, so you just throw away the repeater rifle. It's out of rounds. But if you loot the box of cartridges from here, you can keep your. I mean, you could run out of rounds on your rifle and just keep it, and then run over to a loot crate and hope that you draw the box around the cartridges, because then you could just reload the rifle again. It's a very powerful upgrade. They're going to be included in there at 158,000. I really want to reprint the rule book and reprint the loot cards. I've heard you. I know the factory was different. They did different sizes, and so the loot cards are different sizes. Womp womp. Okay, but I've played with them. It doesn't affect the gameplay, but I get it. I understand. I don't like it either. So I want to get these things reprinted. At the same time, I've got like a 4th draft of the instruction manual coming out pretty soon, and I know it's we got a lot of feedback on that. So I really want the instruction manual. I want to reprint that. So 158,000. That's where we're going to unlock the reprints, and in that case, that is one and only that I think I could afford just giving to everybody. That is an unlock that everybody will get. And then finally at 500,000, we have Governor McGrady. Okay. He's going to come with Governor McGrady, and he's also going to come with 3 specific loot cards that are like executive orders, and they're going to be like political favor loot cards. They're like cards that you can use to force other players to do stuff. It's really fun. So those are the current stretch goals as they are, and this is how it works. If you go all in at the pledge level, if you go all in on either the Maverick or the Legend, you're going to get all the stuff in that picture, plus, like you're going to get everything, plus everything that we unlock, you're going to get. Okay? Now, at that point, the show's over. You don't, unlike the Ride or Die, you don't get everything in perpetuity, but you do get everything that we unlock in this campaign. And in my opinion, that is way, like, you're getting a really good bang for your buck at that. I mean, honestly, I think I did the pricing on the pledge levels, and the pricing for the pledge levels is really it's really the price of the items discounted down, I think like 25%. It's like you're getting everything at 25% discount, plus the prices of the book and the clock tower and the bank and jail, and the purgatory tiles. Like it's the price of all that stuff too. That's basically what you're paying for. That's what the price of the all-ins are. It's not like some bloated price on top of that. You're not, like, literally, you are basically getting all of the unlocks for free. Because I didn't pad the price for those pledges to cover that. Does that make sense? Like, if you back this pledge, if you back the Maverick, like you're basically paying for all this stuff here. And then if we unlock everything, you're getting all that for free. So, and it's the same with the Legend. That's how that works. So, that's how stretch goals work in High Noon. Also, and I know I've sent out a couple emails about it, but I do want to go over this. We have about a little over 200 boxes of Kickstarter loot left. These are Kickstarter exclusive loot from our last campaign. And so what I'm doing with this is the first 200 backers who go all in on either the Maverick or the Legend, we're going to send you this box. Now, you may be thinking, like, what's a box of loot cards? I'm telling you, man, the loot that is in this box. There are I think it's like 72 cards. 72 loot cards, okay? The loot that is in here is insane. You have elephant guns, pump action shotguns. You got moonshine. My favorite loot. My favorite loot is the moonshine. You basically drink it, and in 3 rounds after that,
You feel no pain. You're punching everybody in the face. It's and for the rest of the game. My dad loves the coffin shield because it's just something you can carry around, and as long as you're not getting blasted by a shotgun, it's adding 2 to your defense. There's all sorts of, you got armored suits. You have sombreros. You have more dynamite sticks. You got all sorts of stuff in here. Tons and tons of stuff. There's a ton of special weapons. The Rattler repeater, or the Rattler pistol, is like a quick action pistol, allows you to like attack multiple targets. Yeah, you got there's all sorts of stuff in there. It's a really great perk, but it's only available for the first 200 people who go all in. So if you are thinking about going all in, consider it. Yeah, that just consider that. And that's that. Beyond that, if we go back to the add-ons, every add-on is priced at 25% off, between 20 and 25% off retail. And this puts us back down to roughly the Kickstarter prices for everything. So this is a great way, like I said, to get yourself some High Noon product, especially in time for Christmas, because Christmas is coming up, and these items are in stock. We have this stuff. Okay, we have this to ship out. We can ship this out to you tomorrow. All right, but we won't, because the campaign won't end until November 11th. But as soon as that's done, we'll ship all this. We will mail all this stuff out to you UPS. Okay, I will get that stuff out to you. The one thing is the book. The book is not 25% off, and the reason why is because books, I don't mass produce them, and they come signed. So if you want me to say anything in particular, just message me and let me know, and I'll write it out to you when I do the signings. But there you go. And then of course you can get your banks and jails in there. So that's your add-ons. Okay, guys, we're coming close. An hour and a half away. Let me see if there's I need like a moderator. There's somebody to look at some things here. Okay, we've got I answered all those questions. I don't see any other questions in here. Let me just make sure. And guys, I do want to say this. The stretch goals that we have are not the only stretch goals that are planned. We have something called achievements. And let me pull those up for you right now. Hang on a second. Because that's kind of important. This is new. This is a new thing for me with yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is something that's entirely new for me with BackerKit, and I love it. This is another reason why I love BackerKit, because they're really forward thinking. But we have achievements, and achievements are like stretch goals, only they're like separate. They're like parallel. So what I got here is, if we reach 50 backers, it doesn't matter how much we raise. I just want to get 50 backers. I'm going to add to the loot, to the BackerKit exclusive loot. I'm going to add these 3 loot cards. These loot cards I actually created for the very first Kickstarter campaign, and I just forgot to put them in. Because I canceled the campaign, so they kind of went out the way of the dodo bird. But these are really fun cards. And I'm going to make them legendary loot. So they're not just going to be loot. They're going to be legendary loot. They'll come with their own loot crate. You'll be able to place them anywhere, and then everybody can go fight for them. You've got a lasso. You've got a dual hexagon shotgun. And you got powdered Vivium, which is basically cocaine. It's basically what it is. It makes you invulnerable for 3 rounds. You are invulnerable, and you can do as many actions as you want for 3 rounds, and then your character dies. That's basically, and everybody gets the gold value of that character, as if they all killed him. So it's a really fun card. And these unlock it. We're 42 backers away. We are 8 backers away from unlocking these 3 cards into your deck. Okay, so like that's another thing. And then I have this other one, which may not be, and people may not be too excited about it, but I love it personally. And that is, if we can get to 300 pledges, you're going to get this 3D printable file of Kiya. It's basically the illustration of Kiya's Bloodlust card, which is one of my favorite cards in the game. And so you've got, it's not allowing me to pull it up any bigger than this, but it's a great sculpt. I have it. I've got it 3D printed. I started painting it. I've painted the rock. I've painted a little bit of Kiya. I need to go back and do some of the details on it. But when I'm done, I'll take some pictures. But it's a beautiful sculpt. And this gets unlocked, again, at 300 backers. It doesn't matter how much money we make. If we get to 300 backers, you guys are going to get this. I'm also working on another thing here as an achievement. And I was going to wait, but since we're doing a launch party and you guys are still here, I guess I'll show you. Let me see here. A bunch of people asked me about doing something like this in the very first campaign, and I was like, nah, it kind of goes again. Like it wouldn't work with the mechanics of High Noon. But I've been doing some work on this one, and I've been doing some play testing, and it's not my favorite because this isn't exactly the kind of game I like to play, but for a lot of you, you might enjoy this. So, I'll share with you. Now, I was waiting again until I got the official prototypes, but this is another achievement that we're going to be getting at a certain point, and it's going to be very achievable. But here you go. We achieve it. Everybody's going to get a metal first player token. This is a first. Now, here's the cool thing. You can either use this as a first player token, or if you do like a tournament or something, it's the first player. It's the guy who won first. You can make the little pin on it, make it a badge. But it's going to be an all metal bronze star. It's going to be about 2.5. I actually have the prototype right here with me. So here it is. Bam. You don't believe me? Here it is. There you go. So this was a resin print. Okay. So this is resin, but the final version will be metal. So I've got the prototypes working on right now. I should have them in about a week and a half. So we'll see if I can get them into an update. But we're gonna have achievements, guys. We're gonna have a lot of stretch goals, a lot of different things are gonna add to the value of your pledges. And achievements are things that everybody gets. They're like stretch goal rewards. They're like everybody gets them. So there's that. Okay, I think I've covered just about. Oh my gosh, so we're at $7,000, guys. I don't know, you guys, my family, you're my familia. I'm gonna come back in a little bit. I've got to. So today, set expectations. This is fun. I had a great time. I'm here to answer all questions. Let me go through this. As a matter of fact, let me see something here. Let me make sure I answered everything. We got a bunch of howdies, highs. Can you end on a ladder then? Okay, so the question was, can you end on a ladder? Yes, you can end on ladders. Tower looks great. Love the clock tower to track the rounds. Yeah, I know. That was totally an afterthought. I think my fiance, I think Olivia came up with that idea. Let's see. Simple solution. I've got to paint my minis so I can start playing. I know, dude. Paint minis. That's what it's all about. Aren't you busy enough? This looks great, by the way. Thanks, Damien. Dwight, do you see any big plans for the Bandero blondes, for the blonde Banderos in the future? Yes, I do, but I don't want to ruin it for you. I don't want to spoil it. Let's just say that Gunsmoke Trail is not the end for the Bandero blondes. Okay, I'll leave it there. Let's see. Pledged. I'm excited to see all this. Okay, we did that one. Okay, I think Okay, Joseph, I may have missed it, but where's the Discord to find games in my area? I don't have that. That's not what I have in my Discord. My Discord is, I mean, I just don't have it arranged that way yet. I could. It's not a bad idea. But the world is a big place. That would be a lot of servers. So my Discord has a way for you to find or create games to play on Tabletopia, which you can play with anybody around the world as long as they're willing to play with you using either Steam or a web browser. So I got that. But beyond that, I don't know. Yeah, it's a good question. If I find out, a solution for that, I will let you know. Father Franklin would never. You don't know Father Franklin, sir. Nobody truly knows Father Franklin. Let me just put it that way. All right, guys, you've been wonderful. You've been amazing. Thank you for hanging out. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to post them in the comments, post them in the group, post them on the community page. That's another thing. It's really important. If you want to help, by the way, a lot of people have asked how can they help this campaign. Don't not only just sharing the campaign, sharing the link on the social medias and whatever, but what really helps the algorithm. Okay. This is already on BackerKit. What would be great is if we got on top of BackerKit. Let's get onto the top of BackerKit. The great way to do that is to engage with the community posts in the campaign. Leave a comment, okay? Post something, share something. Like engage with the post I'm putting out there, or create your own. That's the great thing about this, is that you can create your own post. So let me show you this. Thank you. For all you who are still here, thank you. I'm so glad you are. Let me show you this really quickly. So we got here. All right, here's me talking. All right, so this is the community page on the campaign. So when you go here, this is the campaign page, right? You're going to see the trailer. When this thing launches in like an hour and a half, this area here is going to be the banner, the commercial. Okay, that's what that's going to be. Then you're going to see all this cool little story. This is the whole story of the game. All right, but up here, before you go anywhere up there, right here in this banner here, right here, there's this thing called community. And if you go there, you have all these things from the community. Okay. Now, right now, see my little icon does this, but that doesn't have to be. That could be your icon. Okay. This is just because it's on my profile. But basically, come into these things. Here's what you do. Come to this page, click on community. You can do that now through, if you're a backer, by the way, you can do that through that link that you had to put in your pre-pledge. By the way, also, if you plan on doing a pre-pledge, you got an hour and a half to do it. So get in there. But you can use that link to go to the page, go to the community, leave some comments. Okay. Come in here and leave a comment. Okay. Do a thumbs up. Do a thumbs up. Then go to this post. Do the same thing. Okay. Do a thumbs up. Leave a comment. All right. I don't even care what you say. Say anything you want. I don't care. Then look at the updates. Come to the updates section. Look in the updates. Do the same thing. Go to the achievements. I posted the achievements. Guess what? You can comment on the achievements. You can leave comments on the achievements. You can leave thumbs up on the achievements. Get in there and do some engagement. Okay. We're gonna have I got a poll up right now. I got a poll. Look at this. What are you most excited for this campaign? I got 42 backers. 42 of you were excited enough to pre-pledge. You were so excited to put a pledge in before we even launch, and you haven't even answered this question. What's up with you? All right, so head on over to the polls section and just click one. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. We did this. I was advised to do this to build up the community engagement, build up the algorithm. So I need you guys to go in there and answer this stuff. And then finally, in the discussion section, or if we go to all, you can literally just start a discussion, anything you want, anything. I mean, related to High Noon, please. But just go in here and just boom, type it in, submit, and go. All right. They told me you can do that, so you should be able to see that. So again, you're going to start here. This is where you're going to start, right? You're going to click the link. You're going to start here. You're going to go to community. And then this is where you can start discussions. You can engage with the discussions, or you can check the achievements, the updates, the polls, all those things. Just click those things and go to town, okay? It takes a couple of seconds. That's the best thing you can do, especially for all you guys who went all in already. and you're like, I don't have money, I just want to support, that's how you can support. Okay. All right. That's it. I've got to go. Hopefully I'm scheduled to have my son this weekend. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, which means I'm going to have to head out of here in about an hour and some change. I might be back by the time we launch. I probably won't. I don't know. But when I get back, we'll see where we're at, and maybe we'll do another stream. Maybe we'll hang out with each other. All right. You bring any other questions, any other things that you want to talk about, and we'll go from there. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for supporting the campaign, for bringing us as far as we are now. Couldn't have done it without you. I look forward to sharing more with you guys in the future. That's it. I'm going to stop talking. Peace out.